Albert Brooks.
Cameron, will you please stop apologizing for asking me to listen to some of your material? I want to hear it.
Well, it's just that I try never to inflict this stuff on friends. But when you're writing a chapter about a lifelong friend like Lloyd Ramsey, you're apt to lose your perspective. So I need a reaction from someone who...
Don't explain. I understand. Just read it.
Okay. It was one of many mornings in the life of editor Lloyd Ramsey. You know, Chris, I really struggled trying to find a way to show the true wonderfulness of this man. I think I found it. Not in the big, important things he does, but in a small incident, which you'll recognize.
Cameron, are you going to read, or am I going to have to hit you right on the head?
Don't hit me. It was one of many mornings in the life of editor Lloyd Ramsey. On his desk were stacks of letters to the editor. And once a week, editor Ramsey conscientiously answered each letter and published the answers on his editorial page. Some were letters of praise.
Dear Mr. Editor, I think you publish a wonderful newspaper, but...
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Where there's only one puddle of water on our porch, how do you train your newsboys to hit it?
Some were letters of protest.
Dear sir, so you call yourself an editor. What kind of lame brain thinking led you to write that editorial on the efficient street department, huh?
These letters editor Ramsey took in stride, but then came a letter from a small boy.
Dear Mr. Editor, my name is Jimmy Maddox, and I'll be nearly 9 in 3 months. Now, I know that you know just about everything, or you wouldn't be able to answer everybody's questions in your newspaper. Now, I know that God started the world, but my question is, who started God?
Oh, boy.
P.S. I'll look for your answer in your next newspaper.
Oh, fine.
Oh, I forgot to say thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jimmy. Editor Ramsey has a very efficient right-hand man, which is, for an attractive woman, a left-handed compliment. And to keep things moving on schedule, he has Bert Potter, the back shop foreman, and oldest employee, who considers missing a deadline the unforgivable sin.
Got your letter answers written yet?
Working on them, Bert.
Working on them? I gotta get them to the machine so I can finish up the editorial page. I like to get that locked up and out of the way, you know.
I know, Bert, but sometimes a fellow has to go so far as to actually think before he writes an answer. For example, maybe you've got a ready answer for this one.
I know God started the world. My question, who started God? Who is this Jimmy? A troublemaker?
I'd say he's a young man with an inquiring mind who's reached the age where he's beginning to bombard the world with questions, and some pretty tough ones.
Yeah.
Well, Bert, what do I tell Jimmy?
You're the editor. I'm just the shop foreman. All I ask is that you finish it in 15 minutes.
15 minutes, huh?
Courthouse call. They expect the Hartford jury to come out around 11. Want me to cover it?
I think maybe I can work it in.
You may still be tied up with Mrs. Londelius.
Who?
Londelius, the president of the Restoration Club. She's outside demanding to see you. It seems we cut her story on the club's tea party from 2 columns to 2 paragraphs.
Oh, well, you're good at handling those things.
She'll speak only to the editor.
Well, send her in. And tell me how you'd answer a letter like this.
Mr. Ramsey.
Mrs. Londelius, nice to see you. I understand you're upset because we cut down your story a bit.
A bit?
There was hardly anything left of it.
Nothing but the facts.
Mr. Ramsey, I don't know whether you're aware that there are many, many members in our organization, all of whom look to your newspaper for information concerning our activities, which, incidentally, are very important to this community. Now,
I'm well aware of the fine work of your club.
Yes. Well, that article, before you cut it, contained very pertinent information. I know because I wrote it myself.
I recognized your style. You write very well.
Yes, well, I read a lot, and I do quite a bit of writing. I do all our monthly bulletin and so on.
Well, it shows in your work. In fact, because of your writing ability, you can help me.
Oh?
Here's a list of men's service clubs, women's clubs, charitable organizations, civic groups.
My, that many?
The Courier News wants to be of service to all of them, but they all want 2 or 3 columns every week, which would run into 40 to 50 pages.
Yes. I know how those other organizations are.
Now you, with that fine, terse, professional style of yours, you're able to pack a lot of information into just a few well-written paragraphs. And you've no idea what a tremendous service that is to us. So you can see I'm depending on your continued help, Mrs. Knight.
Yes, well, I'm happy to be of assistance.
Thank you so much for coming in. And be sure and keep us informed of all your club's activities.
Oh, I will.
Did you read that boy's letter?
Yes. But that's a little out of my department.
Got them written yet, Mr. Ramsey? I can't hold the editorial page any longer.
You'll have to, Bert. Set up some of the other stuff first. The front page is ready to go, and... No, Bert. Better hold the front page, too, till we check on the fire.
And I had that all locked up, too.
Where is it?
Can't get through to the fire department.
I'll follow the trucks. Chances are they're going in the right direction. Oh, Lloyd. Cameron, don't ask me where the fire is.
I know. It's 3rd Street Warehouse. I saw it from my window.
Thanks. Call the fire department. Tell them, will you?
Is Lloyd still carrying on his running battle with the fire department?
And he's getting results. Chief Hobson ordered 2 new fire engines and canceled his subscription.
So now that Lloyd's gone, here it is. How do you like it?
Oh, it's beautiful. To Lloyd Ramsey, in recognition of serving Millsburg aggressively and courageously through the pages of his distinguished newspaper, the Courier News, Millsburg Chamber of Commerce. Oh, that's very nice.
The problem now is to get him to go to the chamber meeting today to accept it. Have you kept his noon hour open?
So far. But with him, you never can tell.
We'll get him there.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Rafferty.
Good morning, Chris. Is Lloyd in?
No, he's out checking the fire. If you'd like to see your display ad, I'll ask Bert to pull a proof. The ad made up beautifully.
Never mind. I may change that to a full-page ad.
A full-page ad, Mr. Rafferty?
Yes, I'm considering taking a full-page ad every week. Tell Lloyd that. And tell him I'll be back.
I'll tell him. And he'll be very pleased, Mr. Rafferty. Full-page ad.
What's the matter? Don't you want to sell ads?
Not for the reason he's buying them. Let me show you something.
Glenn Rafferty, 21, sheared off a telephone pole while returning from a country club dance last night. Police estimate the speed of young Rafferty's car to have been 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile zone. I see. Front page, huh?
You know Mr. Ramsey and his traffic safety. Look, I have to get to the Harper trial. So I'll meet you back here at noon so we can maneuver Mr. Ramsey to that meeting.
Good. I'll go do a little work.
Bert? Here's the fire story, Bert.
Okay, but what about the editorial page? It's almost noon.
Bert, the world's not coming to an end if you have to set up that page last for once in your life. I'll get the letter column to you as soon as I can.
Okay, Lloyd, let's go. Go? The Chamber of Commerce meeting. I thought I might go with you today.
Oh, well, I can't go today.
But you have to. I mean, isn't it your duty as editor to cover such important civic affairs?
Well, I'm running behind today.
Harper was acquitted.
Good. Chris, can you cover the chamber meeting?
Oh, well, there's a wedding I should cover. Don't deprive me of the free cake and a good cry.
I'll get the notes on the chamber meeting from the secretary later.
Oh, but look, Lloyd, you have to go. I'm, saying a few words there.
You are? Well, wonderful. When you come back, tell me what you said. I'll give you a good write-up.
All right. Now try to get this thought in your thick head. You have to go to the meeting because they are going to award you this. That's what my little speech is about.
I'll be darned. You know, it's not every day a fella gets a thing like this from his fellow citizens. I better go home and put on a clean shirt. Cam, I'll spruce up a little and meet you there.
That's a promise?
Do you think I'd miss out on a thing like this? I'll hurry.
I will look for the answer in your next newspaper.
I don't have much time because I have to get to a meeting. But do you have books on religious philosophy that would be understandable to the mind of a 9-year-old boy?
And so, today we have paid honor to a man who is everlastingly at it. A man so fiercely dedicated, so busy in selfless service to the community, that he didn't make it here to be honored for being so busy and fiercely dedicated to selfless service.
Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me what time it is?
Oh, well, certainly. It's 10 minutes to 2.
Thank you.
10 minutes to 2? Oh, no. The meeting.
Did he run off and forget his award?
Forget it. He wasn't even there to receive it.
He wasn't. But he started out.
And I know he intended to go, too. But you know our Lloyd. Is he in his office?
Came in without a word and an armload of books.
Fine pal you are. Leaving me standing there with no one to hand this to.
Oh, Cam, I'm sorry. Really, that was unforgivable. Gosh darn it, I just dashed into the library to grab a book, and first thing I knew, it was too late.
Sure. You missed a glowing speech, an eloquent elegy to my lifelong friend, the late Lloyd Ramsey. And I'm not going to repeat it for you. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure I should give you this. But your name's already been scratched on it.
I really feel bad about not being there. This is the kind of an event in a man's life he doesn't want to miss.
Then why did you, Lloyd? May I ask what you found more important?
Well, it's not that it's more important, but I had some research to do. Here, this is the stumper. How would you answer this, Cam?
Be nearly 9 in 3 months.
And has thrown an old man 5 times his age for a loss.
Wow, some letter.
That's priceless. Well, I'd say young Jimmy's tossed you a loaded question.
What do I say to him?
Boy, I don't know. But if you like, I'll put some thought to it later on.
Later on? Well, that's the difference in your racket and mine, Cam. You can sit around and think and publish something once a year. But with me, there's no later on. You can see what Jimmy says. I'll look for the answer in your next newspaper.
Yeah. Well, you're the distinguished editor, so I'll leave you to your work. And good luck. I'll see you later.
Mr. Rafferty is here to see you.
Oh. Come in, Tom.
Can you step out for a cup of coffee, Lloyd?
Thanks, I'm jammed up today. We'll have to talk it out here, Tom.
Then you know why I'm here.
Yes. Sit down.
I know you've talked to the police, so I assume you feel you have to run a story about my son.
Glenn Rafferty, 21, sheared off a telephone pole while returning from a country club dance last night. Police estimate his speed to have been 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile zone.
But it was 2 in the morning with nobody else on the street. And my insurance covered everything.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'd have to print it about you, me, or my own. There's a tragic increase in auto deaths. And the Courier News is going to help the police crack down on reckless driving.
I've read your editorials, and they're fine. But this... The implication here is that my son was intoxicated.
No, it isn't, Tom. Just the truth is here. The time was 2 a.m. And he was returning from the country club, and he was driving at a reckless speed, and he did knock down a telephone pole. And the police did book him. Now, if the boy had been drinking, he knows it. And perhaps you know it. And it's being whispered around town that he was.
Well, he wasn't. And maybe we could keep this quiet if you'd tell the story.
Tom, you can't keep a thing like this quiet. I know you and Louise have friends you're thinking of, and you have feelings. But the accident did happen. Now, do you want it out in the open? Honestly reported? Or built out of proportion and distorted over the back fence?
So you're going to run it.
The Courier feels very keenly about highway safety. I can't water the ink.
I told Chris I was considering taking a full-page ad. Every issue.
I know.
You know, of course, how much revenue this would mean to you.
Very sizable.
Kill the story, Lloyd, and you can figure on those ads.
Tom, I'm going to pretend I never heard that. I'll tell Chris you're canceling your ads.
No. You can run them.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, I've run practically everything else. I've got to lock up the editorial page now.
Bert, hold off a few more minutes. I'm close to something here, I think. Dear Jimmy, many great thinkers, Aristotle, Moses, St. Thomas Aquinas, have inquired into the foundations of faith and the power behind the creation of earth.
Sounds great.
Many people...
Let's print it.
No, Bert. Jimmy's not asking who created the world. His question is, who started God? How do you explain it, Bert? In terms a boy can understand. A boy who'll be nearly 9 in 3 months.
How do you explain it to a man who will be nearly 59 2 years ago? Look, you can answer that next week.
No, he's expecting his answer in this issue. This sure is no answer.
Wait, where are you going?
There are moments, Bert, when you have to swallow your pride and do what you have to do.
Huh?
And that's the truth of the matter, Jimmy. I don't know how to answer your question.
Aw, that's okay. I guess it's just another one of my stupid questions.
No, not at all. It's a very important question. And the best part of it is, it made both you and me do some hard thinking. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
God put a brain, a mind into the human body. So he expects us to use that brain and do some hard thinking about questions such as yours. Who started God? In fact, Jimmy, I think maybe the question, the quest for knowledge, is more important than the answer.
Yeah?
Well, especially in this case where we're probably never going to know the answer anyway.
Boy, it sure looks like the way we're fumbling around.
You're so right. Now, many people are satisfied with the words, "in the beginning," which establish God as the first cause, the supreme being, a spiritual being, self-existent, eternal, and all-powerful. But that still doesn't explain it.
Not to me, it sure doesn't.
So you see, we're dealing with a mystery, Jimmy, and it seems there are certain mysteries, certain things, that God has decided not to let man in on.
Why?
I don't know why, but you can be sure he has a good reason. He evidently feels there are things it's best for us not to know.
Well, you know, I think he's right. Like, for instance, if I knew everything that was going to happen to me, life wouldn't be very interesting.
No.
And if I knew I was going to fall out of a tree tomorrow and break my arm, I just wouldn't want tomorrow to come.
And you'd probably stop climbing trees, and that would be a shame.
Yeah.
So, that's the way things are. But we still haven't gotten near to an answer for your question.
Well, you know, the only way I can figure it is, nobody started God. He just is.
He just is. Thank you, Jimmy. Now I can go back to the office and write the answer. Your own answer. You can read it in the paper. So long, Jimmy.
Okay, Bert. Here you go.
Lock it up and put it to bed.
It's about time. What a day I've had.
So Lloyd Ramsey, editor, another day's work accomplished, went home.